So hello everyone, in this video we'll be understanding about property binding in Angular. So basically property binding is a way in which we can simply use the property to change some content. Let's say we have this title property and I want to show this title property inside this app component.html. So basically for that I'll be just directly using this thing here. This way, this is a interpolation syntax in which I can use that property. Let's say the property name is title, so I'll be using title here. So basically I can do that. You can see we have this my new app, and let's say if I want to change the content of this title property on a click of a button. So basically for that I'll be just changing this title in this method. I'll just be using this dot title. Why this keyword? Because this is a property of title. Title is a property of this class, so that's why we are accessing the property by using this keyword. Now I can update that to hello world or something else that I want to basically do. So if I go to the browser and if I click on this button, you can see the content is changed because we changed that property. So basically this is interpolation syntax. Now what is property binding? Property is this thing that we have is here to basically change, or we can actually change the property of a element. We have different kinds of property, we know that. We have different attributes, you know that. So we have value attribute, we have class attribute. Basically we can use those attributes to basically update. So this is basically the class property, and now I'll be changing the class from red to, let's say, blue. So I can create a separate property for that. Let's say I have a property of style, and I can add a red here. It was large, right? So let it be initially large, and I'll be assigning class to large. So oh sorry, it is style, so it is not large. Let me save it here as well. So it's working properly. So style is the property that we created inside this component.typescript file, and then after that we assigned that style property by using property binding syntax. In the property binding syntax we use square brackets, but when we are using event binding, at that time we'll be using this round brackets, which is nothing but event binding syntax. Similarly we can use any property that we want to like assign, and remember that you don't have to use class directly. You can use that, but if you want to assign some JavaScript variables or the property, at that time you will be using the square brackets for that, or the property binding syntax. So let's say I want to change that large to small. Let me just add small here, and I'll be changing the font size to 2 rem, let's say. And if I want to change the style value, or the value of this style, initially it is large, which means the value of the style property is large, and that will be assigned to this class property, and then it will be large initially. So the class will be large initially, but if I want to change that to, let's say, small, so I can simply use that small and update that inside this put message method. If I save it, and I save it here as well, now if I just go to the browser and if I just click on this button, I can see this text is also smaller now because I changed the property value as well. So the property value is stored inside this property by using property binding syntax. I use that, and then after that we updated with the help of this event binding method, event binding syntax, and by using this input message method. So this is basically how we use interpolation syntax. This is interpolation syntax. If you want to directly use the value of our our component.ts file, the value of the properties directly inside the HTML template, then you will be using the interpolation syntax. And if you want to assign the value to any property of any HTML element, then you will be using this property binding syntax. Similarly, we can use it for any other properties as well, like we have title property, we have value property in case of a input button, right? So you can use that, but for now I'll be using class because this is the example that I want to show you. So this is it for this video. I hope you got something. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in the next video.